No, we have one. Good morning. 2. Good morning. Morning, Drew, Paul, Brad. How are we all? Let's change the chat settings. Morning, Aaron. Aaron Finn, that is. There's multiple Aarons that watch my channel. Hey, Essential, Eric, Jim, Forge, right. How you going, all guys? Morning, Mr. Crawford. Andy. That your name? Morning, Bryson. Morning, Snake Strike. No worries, Andy. You'll be the next Andy. The other Andy. Multiples of people. How are you all this morning? Sorry if I look like shit. It's because I feel like it, so. Gotta stay on brand. I'm adapting slowly, Bryson. Slowly. Improvise, adapt, overcome, you know, all that stuff. Coffee with a twist. Yeah, that's it. Some Irish coffee. That's what I need this morning. No, sadly not. That would go against my healthcare plan, unfortunately. Much as it feels like a need right now. No, Windows 9. I'm not sure if you pour coffee on a Windows 95 PC, you're gonna get good results. Oh, fun. Yeah, roadwork stuff. No, I'm this week has been crap for my sleep schedule. Yeah, it's just been crap. I got diagnosed. I'm officially Wilford Brimley. I want to talk to you about the diabetes. I got diagnosed with type 2 this morning. Not this morning. What the fuck? I just read that. I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes Monday? Tuesday? I can't remember now. That kind of sucked, but, you know, shit happens. And I've gone onto the ketogenic diet again. I look forward to, like, a couple of weeks from now when the ketosis flu is over. But the first couple of weeks, anyone who's been on the keto diet and anyone thinking of going on the keto diet, just a warning, the first 2 weeks always suck. Always. Your sleep pattern goes all over the fucking place. You can't feel, you feel like completely out of energy and stuff like that because your body's trying to convert carbohydrates into energy, but because you're not intaking any carbohydrates, it feels like the body has no energy. So basically it takes a couple of weeks for your body to recognize that you're not intaking any carbohydrates, so it needs to start breaking down fats in order to sustain itself, at which point you'll reach a level of ketosis, which is why the keto diet's called the keto diet, is that you reach a state of ketosis where your body is burning fat rather than carbohydrates to maintain your energy, and that's when your actual energy levels will go up because, you know, you'll be intaking fat. Morning, Cameron. Yeah, it's all right, Andy. Shit happens. Yeah, Sean. Keto. That's it. Yeah, fair enough, Aaron. I was actually relatively low risk because no one in my family's ever had it, so I'm the first. Morning, Bob. I have forged many bowies, Snake Strike. I have forged many bowies. They're good fun. They're a good challenge. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. So I'm using alcohol and low test gasoline. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, I'm not pushing myself. I'm just taking it day by day at the moment, trying to survive. Well, this is true, Eric, and that is one of the main benefits is that I can have bacon and eggs whenever I like. that is okay on the keto diet, which is nice. Yes, the mug does look familiar. It is my medicine. This is actually my breakfast at the moment. Bulletproof coffee. Morning, Bobby. How you doing? E85. Not sure. My brain ain't working. Yeah, so today, as you guys will have read in the title, and if you remember from last week, we got to this stage on our spring shears. So the spring's pretty much where I want it, maybe a little thick. May still need to work that down a little bit. It's about 3 mil thick at the moment. And our blades are still blanks, so the one piece, well, that's basically what these are, spring shears. Undaunted blacksmithing. Cool, I'll check it out. Do you follow me on Instagram? If you don't, then I won't follow you. Sorry, it's the rules. Gonna forge these blades out. They're quite thick still, and then we've got to twist them. I think I might need to forge this transition down just a little bit more, just to make that twist a bit easier. Whew. If it sounds like I'm prattling on because I don't want to do anything. V8 Superclouds. Right, cool. So we'll get onto this and start hitting things. My brain not worky right now. Need to go get my headset. I was working on a video this week. It'll be out Monday. Fair enough. I have been working on a video, and that will be out Monday if I'm doing the right thing. If I do the editing and all that kind of stuff. I've got to finish the project first. The project is making one of my Sloyd knives. So there's a sneak peek of this week's video. I didn't get them finished in time to film everything to upload them before the weekend. So morning. Yeah, toothpick, that's it. Yeah, so Sloyd knives is something that I've made a lot of. These two, I've made two. They're a custom commission, but I've got two more that I'm gonna finish up that are gonna be for sale on my Etsy store. Yeah, I need more coffee. Yeah. Not unless this stream just turns into me sitting on the toilet. Hey Tim, how you going? Yeah, it's an octagonal handle, but yeah, I like facets. I'm a big facet fan. If the microphone picked that up, but oi, my back likes to crackle. Feeling my age. Okay, I'm feeling about 10 years older. Feels like I'm turning 40 next year, not 30. Get over here. Yeah, that's a good microphone. I like it. Yeah, the big 30, big 3.0. Well, I'm hoping by the time I'm turning 40, Bob, I will have taken better care of myself over the, intervening 10 years. I think the reason that I feel so shit right now, well, just besides the ketosis flu and the fact that I've only slept like 4 hours a night for the last 5 nights, is, I haven't really taken care of myself up to and including this point in my life. So hopefully, by the time I'm turning 40, I will have actually turned my life around and done the right thing for 10 years, at which point I'm hoping I will feel slightly better. Yeah, very unlikely dream, Aaron, for me at least. I mean, you could, if you want. There's no fifth day after 75. Well, Oh, well, happy birthday to your son, Jared. My stepson's turning 13 next month. Definitely doable. Oh no, it's doable. I've seen other people do it. Whether or not I could pull it off is the question. Okay, so we've already got our point refined. So basically, it's just a matter of drawing this out. I'm using the dog's head today because my elbow's had a bit of a twinge in it. I see everything Kyle uploads. Oh, studying for his driving test. That's always fun. Putting the kids on the road. Yeah, I see everything Kyle uploads. His Damascus is just scary good. Well, I mean, the billet that I won off him was, he called that his like basic billet, and that's pretty freaking crazy. I appreciate that, Daniel. I really do. It's because of you guys that I'm still around, literally. I won't go into it too much, but yeah. Yeah, you guys keep me going, seriously. So I really appreciate each and every one of you that comments and watches my videos and likes, and a special thank you to all of my patrons. You guys are all fantastic people. Yeah, I feel for your insurance. Yeah, well. Yeah. Well, now that he's got Kevin, his big old temperature-controlled kiln, it's much easier to refine grain structure at that point. Up next on the list of things that Sam needs. Temperature-controlled kiln. Unfortunately, I am not an electrical expert, so rigging up a PID controller to a solenoid that controls a gas burner is not something that I'm cool with. Yeah, I'm glad for that. That's one of the things I was hoping for. Morning, Matthew. Good morning, Dimitri. So I try and post weekly videos. The last month has been terrible for uploads, but that's because my life has been not great. So hopefully, as of this coming week, I will be uploading weekly. Dimitri, one video a week, and I do live streams every Saturday. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I try and keep up a regular uploads. Fair enough. I have an idea of what I want to make with the billet. I'm just not confident with working it yet. And obviously, I've got to make money as a blacksmith, so I can't spend too much of my time working on something that I'm not going to sell, because there's no way I'm going to sell that knife. Yeah, I know it's basic electrical control work, but I have no electrical experience, like, at all. Hey, Mr. Joshua Smith, how you doing? Well, I appreciate that you like the Forgecast. You know, we're getting there. Like it's growing. It's growing every day, and that's something that I'm really enjoying is the fact that we're meeting new people, we're hearing from new listeners, and I'm getting new subscribers every day. That people come across the Forgecast and stuff like that. So we're growing slowly but surely, and that's the key. You know. Yeah, it's something that I want to look into. Doing the whole good birthday knife seal. Yeah, that's probably what it'll end up being, actually. Next year will be my birthday knife. Although, I probably won't spend 5 days on it. Yeah, I know, Andy, I know. I'm just a scaredy cat. That's why I didn't build my own forge burners either. Wired televisions from your bathtub. Interesting. Yeah, that's true, Andy. I'm trying to keep my my eyes on the road, so to speak. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I can't do them all at once. Yeah, and like that's it. Yeah, it's something that I've thought about, Matthew, like trading in skill trade, and it's something I might do because I've got a few Sparky friends. But yeah, it's something that I have to look to in the future because it's a massive time and money investment to buy all the refractory and build the kiln body because I want to make the kiln big enough to do swords in. We'll see. I'd like a Paragon kiln or an even heat kiln, either one. But they're bloomin' expensive. My cutlass hammer is. Let me get my scales out. I think it's 2.5 pounds. In freedom units. Sorry, just unpackaging my electrical scale. Right. So including the handle, it's 1.2 kilos. So 2.1 pounds, 2 pounds, 12 ounces. Yeah. 1,270 grams. So not super heavy. Hey, Caitlin, how are we going? How is it that 3 people managed to spell your name 3 different ways? Yeah, that sucks, Josh. Like, yeah. I'm glad that I still get to do what I love. That's true. Yeah, I've seen the I've seen the how to. Yes, you did, Bob, I believe. I've seen the videos on how to build. On how to build the electrical ovens. And it's something that I have thought about doing. Maybe sometime. Yeah, it's a shocking business, Aaron. That's for sure. Yeah, Sean. There's always one. There's always one. No, you're wiring your shop right now. You missed one. I knew a Jared that was JARRAD. We'll see, Bobby. I call you Bobby because we've already got a Bob. Ooh. 3 horsepower motor and VFD. Nice. You have a more powerful grinder than I do. Slowly drawing that thickness out a little bit. I want it to be about 3 to 3.5 mil thick, about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, no, fair enough. Oh yeah. Scorpion's friggin' amazing. I'm planning on getting one myself. Ooh, 5 horse. That'd be nice. It's not an alias? You lied to me. You didn't lie to me, but whatever. You know what I mean. Yeah, I mean, my fire ant's only 2 horse, but that thing rips steel like nothing else, so I'm pretty happy with what I got. Set down, transition a little bit, so I have clearance for the other blades. You may be wondering why I'm not forging as fast or as hard as I normally do in a live stream. That's because I'm planning on selling these, and this is how I normally work when I'm making stuff to sell. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the fire ant's no longer made. Yeah, you can't run small wheels on the Scorpion. That's the only downside. Oh, the fire ant's staying where it is. Yeah, so the whole idea behind the fire ant was that Jake was trying to get to a point where he could make a high power, very good quality grinder for cheap, like for a low price, because he wanted to supply the knife makers who were just getting into the game. And so the fire ant was his first step in that kind of direction. He was trying to make a decent 2x72, but he was working off the old frame that a lot of other grinders run on, like the KMG and stuff like that. And while it's a solid design, it's impossible to get it down in price from where he had it, which is like $2.5 grand, which is way above what he wanted to charge people for a grinder. And that's why he developed the Scorpion, because the Scorpion is basically his dream incarnate. An affordable high-power grinder that a beginner can justify buying. Yeah, I want to get him on the Forgecast at some point. The reason you can't run a small wheel on the Scorpion is because it's an upright 2x72. It's a 2-wheel version, much like the old Grizzlies. Hey Wiley, thanks mate. Yeah, I'll flip the camera around in a second. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, 1K is about right. That's about what the Scorpion's worth in US money. Grimy. Move you forward a little bit. Hopefully we don't lose connection. Basically, it's very riveting viewing because all I'm doing is flattening out a piece of steel. But there you go. I'm actually just doing the finishing pass on this. Just get everything nice and true. Establishing a bit of a fine taper. I don't want to taper too much, because even thickness will make it easier to heat treat. Doesn't need to be super straight at this point, but so you can see right here I've established a set down to isolate. Oh, man, on my brain. Isolate the material for the blade. The blade is an even about 1/8 of an inch thick on both spine and edge. It's nice and flat, nice and straight. So now, gotta let that cool down. We'll flip it around and do the other side, because the other side is still in its block form. I may need to thin out this transition just a little bit more. Yeah, I'll do that now. So thinking about it. I want to get that transition down to basically square. And then I'm going to round off the corners so that I can then twist it without having any cold shuts or nastiness. Super high heat. I'm just gonna set it down to square or close to. Knock the corners in. And that's a prepared transition for this handle. Beautiful. There you go. Bit of a cleaner transition now than it was. I can't quench this because it's all high carbon steel. So just let it cool down a little bit. Did I see a wild Hans has entered? Oh, you're off. Hey Hans, how you going? See you when you get back, Jared. Yeah, he only has the big contact wheels. And a flat platen. Hey Jeb, how we going? Yeah, wood grinders don't really get decent belts. That's the, it's the downside of wood grinders. Hey Barnaby. So, one side done. Now we're just going to make that side look like that side. Shouldn't be too difficult. Pair of spring shears, Justin. Oh yeah, 2x72 is way better than 2x36. Yeah, I want, the reason I want a Scorpion is because I can have a dedicated high power grinder. I'm going to go for the fixed speed, 3 horse. I can have a dedicated high power grinder for stock removal and, you know, grinding hammers and such. And then have my fire ant to do all of the finicky stuff, the tricky stuff. I really want a small wheel attachment for my fire ant though. I'm gonna have to build one because Jake doesn't sell them. Sorry, Caitlin. No worries, Eric. Thank you very much for jumping in, mate. Appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button on your way out if you could. That'd be nice. Every like helps. Yeah, 15 amp sockets are always a pain in the ass. I would, it depends on what you want to make though. Like, I mean, if you're making swords, Caitlin, then I would invest in a large wheel, 10 inch or 12 inch. Yeah, a small wheel attachment is something that I want because I do a lot of tight radiuses in things, you know, small radiuses. But I invested in this beastly thing. It's almost the same size as my head. Instead of a small wheel because I wanted to be able to do hollow grinds. This is a 12 inch wheel. I know it looks like a 14 inch, but it's 12. I was getting sick of burning out my motor on my Hillbilly. My Hillbilly radius platen. Serrated or flat doesn't really matter. When you go to the larger wheels, they tend to be flat just by nature, so it'll all depend on who you're buying from. First, establishing this heel. Establishing that set down the same as I did the last one. What will make the next lot of exhaust super quick? The 12 inch wheel. No, I do most of the grinding on my 3 inch wheel for the hex hawks because the radiuses are a little bit tighter. Because the fire ant comes standard with a oops, where's my finger? Right here. So a 2 inch wheel at the top and a 3 inch wheel at the bottom, which you can use as contact wheels by tilting the platen. And that's pretty standard for most 2x72s. Hans, killing me, man. Thank you very much. I'm sure I'll like what's in it, and hopefully it will show up intact. Isn't that always the story, bub? We all need time and money. But a treadmill motor and a controller is good. Yeah, no, like both 84 Engineering, Ewan and Jake both make fantastic grinders. So yeah, I can't say bad things about either of them. I had the Noob grinder back when it was the Noob grinder and not the Shopmate 48. I traded it for my fire ant. I wanted the extra power. Plus, Jake's just a genuinely good guy, so I like supporting good local businesses. Jake was local when I bought the fire ant the first time. But then he became a traitor and moved to South Australia. The bugger. Welcome back, Jared. Not a hammer shark. Belt grinder, all the way. Belt grinder for any kind of knife making, Justin. Obviously, if you want to make a hollow grind on your straight razor, then you're going to need a contact wheel like this, which is one of the reasons that I bought this. No, it's only the Scorpion now. Found out what a bandicoot was. Well, you know, there you go. We got lots of bandicoots around here. Yeah, no, he traded to the Scorpion because that was his dream. That was his dream grinder. Yeah, razors can be really finicky to grind. If you all watched my Damascus San Mai straight razor video, I used basically a 42-inch radius platen to get the grind on that. I ground it to about a 10,000ths, maybe a little bit less behind the edge. Not 10,000ths, no, because no, quarter of a mil, no, thinner than that. Maybe 5,000ths. Yep, I'd go with the fixed speed 3 horsepower if you're going to go with the fixed. Thanks, Hans. Thanks for jumping in, mate. I'll let you know when the package arrives. It's not about the same as an echidna feather horse. What are you talking about? I think the 3 horse is like $13.99 Australian, so about 1K US. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to eat them because they're a protected species. Fair enough for the horse. As we Australians are wont to do. Of course, koala's great to eat. If you go to firepantsfab.com, Barnaby. Firepantsfab. Yeah, plenty of roos and crocs to munch on, that's correct. And emu. Yeah, fair enough, Justin. So you totally didn't tidy up your Patreon, huh? I'm sure, Jared, I'm sure. Totally didn't. A wink. What is the true difference between 2-3 horsepower other than 1 horsepower? Well, I mean, 1 horsepower is the difference. The main difference with the 3 horse is that when you're running at that 100 hertz that the VSDs will allow you to run at, you can really push into it. Like with the 2 horse, with a good push stick, I can actually bog down the motor. You'd have to contact Jake Mantell and ask him. You can find him on Facebook, or you can find him on Instagram under firepantsfab. But yeah, if you just look him up and talk to him, he might be willing to do a payment plan. I don't know. He's a really decent guy though, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, so the main thing is that you can put real heavy amounts of pressure on the grinder when it's running at high speeds, and it won't bog down as much the higher the horsepower you go, which is useful if you want to remove lots of material. Which, as bladesmiths, we are wont to do. It's really good for like hammer grinding and stuff, where you're putting a lot of pressure on with heavy material and large contact surfaces. Because the larger the contact surface, obviously, the more friction you're applying. When I'm grinding hammers on the 2 horse fire ant, I can actually get it bogged down if I want to. Yeah, that's exactly why you want. That's exactly why you want 3 horsepower, Aaron. Oh yeah. Ceramics run best over about 4,500 surface feet per minute. The VSDs, the E510, Teco E510 that the Fire Ant and the Scorpion come with, allow you to run at 100 hertz, which with a 5-inch drive wheel is around 7,500 surface feet per minute. So you're running quite high SFPM, which means that you're going to get a lot longer life out of your belts. And that's why you'll see me run my Fire Ant at maximum speed most of the time, unless I'm doing very finesse stuff. And that's kind of why I want the Scorpion, is because then I can change my Fire Ant to being just a finesse grinder and have my Scorpion for massive stock removal. It'll also allow me to do stuff like knife making classes. At the moment, I run a one-on-one blacksmith knife class where the only tools used are hand tools. So it's a very blacksmith-oriented class. But I would like to be able to do a knife maker's course where you make an actual proper knife. but I'd like to be able to have 2 grinders so that if I do a 2-on-1 class, I have the grinder abilities. At the moment, if someone wants a knife making class, they go to Bruce Barnett, which is not a bad thing because Bruce is a friggin' legend. Jared, you're getting me worried, dude. Okay, Eric, we'll be really quiet. Dirty Platens will screw you up. Yeah, well, that's the other thing is if you're putting a lot of strain on the motor a lot, then the motor will burn out eventually. So having a 3 horsepower, meaning that it'll be putting itself under less strain, means that you'll last longer. High tensile steel is kind of a misnomer because all steel is relatively high tensile, especially when you're talking about tool steels. The closest equivalent you get is like high tensile steel being bridge cable. That's a high tensile steel. And I've made knives out of bridge cable. So yes, I've worked with high tensile steel, but it's kind of a misnomer. The tensile strength of something is, you can have high tensile anything as long as it's high in comparison to other things. But, there aren't many low tensile steels unless you're talking about like mild steel. But even then, the tensile stress of mild steel is actually quite high in comparison to something like wool. See you, Floyd. That's a cool idea. I like that, Aaron. Thanks for jumping in, mate. Yeah, glass platens are great. The Scorpion comes as standard with a glass platen. So does the Fire Ant. They're basically the same thing, Crawford. It all just comes down to the diameter. Bridge cable's quite a bit larger than crane cable, unless you're talking about massive cranes, in which case they're basically exactly the same. Okay, I think that's pretty much where I want them. Nice even thickness. Now I'm just going to refine that transition a little bit. Yeah, well, that happens, Aaron, unfortunately. You can mix powdered steel, although I would suggest more iron filings, so powdered iron rather than powdered steel. The main reason that people do it is because it creates grippiness on the surface. It allows for the weld to grab a little bit better because it's got little fine granules. The other thing is that iron melts at a little bit lower temperature, or no, sorry, at a bit higher temperature than steel, so it maintains its shape while the steel smashes onto it, creating almost a sandpaper-like texture for the steel to grab each other. Just ensures a decent weld. Or it doesn't ensure a decent weld, but it helps. If you watch Joey Vandersteeg's channel, you'll see that he sometimes complains about a forge weld being too slippery when he uses borax, because the borax, as a glass, is just a liquid and it tends to flow around a bit. And that's why Joey kind of uses quartz sand quite a bit, because it's the same premise. Okay, so we have our two blades. They're roughly equivalent in size. I'm gonna have to do a bit of grinding on two of them, I'm sure. From heel to heel, we're 11 inches, which means 5.5 inches is our center. We've got a little bit more taper on this side than on that side, so I want to taper this side out a bit. Just checking which side is the hot side. So we'll get some Bladesmith tongs. And we'll true up that spring. Spring. I can't even remember what I originally forged these out of. Yeah, no, you want to use it with anhydrous borax, so you need to cook your own borax. I've made Mokame in a forge. In the gas forge. Jared's done it in the coal forge. Yeah, make sure you weld the ends of your cable, because otherwise they fray and it's a massive pain in the ass to get them to stick back together again. If you're having trouble getting the cable to weld, it may not be the borax that's the problem, it may be your temperatures. Just make sure that you're getting a good welding temp on them, because the outside layers will insulate the inside layers, so sometimes you may end up with slightly less heat than you want. Bevel this. Yeah, cooking cooking the borax is can be a little bit of a messy process, but it's worth it if you don't want it bubbling all over the place. I don't bother with it because I can just let it bubble all over the place, but some people don't like that. Get myself a little bevel going. Yeah, cable Damascus is one of those things that just really likes to get inclusions in it. I've never had much luck with it either, to be honest. Yes, Nordic Gold. Gotta love it. Hey Brett, thank you very much for jumping in, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, silver melts at a little bit of a higher temperature. Lower temperature? Higher temperature. I can't remember. My brain. Oh, working. I do plan on the somewhat near future to be making some kibuichi. I'd love to make shakido, but God, gold is expensive. Maybe one day. When I'm rich. So never. But anyway. Alright. So, do I grind the blades now, or do I twist them first? My gut's telling me to twist them first. Because they're already hot. Alright, well let's twist them first then. Probably going to regret it, but you know, it's my life. Making decisions that I later regret. Oh, I'm seeing clapping. Why am I seeing clapping? Thank you very much, Sean. I really appreciate it, man. You're just a friggin' legend. Seriously. That'll be appreciated, Jared, but you'll need quite a bit in order to make a decent amount of shakido. Yeah, Super Quench is, yeah, it's basically brine, but honestly, I haven't actually seen any studies that show that it's any more effective than just brine. A decently heavy brine, at least. I'm willing to be wrong, but I haven't seen any, like, studies that have shown its efficacy over just a heavy brine. Okay, twisting time. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Oops, just dropped my twisting wrench. Which way am I twisting? This way. Twist number 1, done. Not pretty, but it's done. May need further heats to refine. Okay, let's twist number 2. Faster. Brine is faster than water. Okay, fair enough, Sean, but you're still a legend. Yeah, so brine basically breaks down the surface, surface tension. Breaks down the surface tension of the water and means that you don't get a steam jacket. Unlike in water, we get that steam jacket which insulates the material and slows it down from cooling. Brine, you don't. It just, bang, you're immediately cool. It's really good with stuff like 4140, 1045 and stuff like that for getting stupid blast, the Leidenfrost effect, yeah. No, Aaron, I don't. Amazon may be your only option. But yeah, the Leidenfrost effect prevents the steel from cooling down as quickly as it could. The salt in the water prevents that, and so therefore you get immediate cooling. It's really useful for low to mid carbon steels. If you were going to only do one or the other, I would do just water, an agitated water quench. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't really harden mild steel. Yeah, 4140 in a brine quench gets crazy hard. I use brine on my 4140 axes because it guarantees that I'm transferring all of that austenite to martensite. Okay. And let's twist again. Like we did, whoops, that's the wrong way. Like we did last summer. Oh, let's twist again. Like we did last year. I'm gonna get demonetized for singing these friggin' songs. Side needs just a little bit more twist. Yeah, don't quench anything high carbon, for sure. Yeah, Farrier's rasps are one of those weird things where they're designed to get to a relatively high hardness, but they don't quench in oil very well. I've only ever had luck with water quenches with Farrier's rasps, and then I have done brine quenches, which has added a couple extra points of Rockwell hardness. But you do risk cracking, of course. But then again, that is a reality of knife making. I cracked 2 knives this week, so I'm very familiar with that tink noise. That's the curse of 52-100. .2 is cursed. It is a cursed material. It's a wonderful material, but only because it's cursed. It has the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds. No, not with Hamon. Yeah, no, I'd go with brine. I mean, you're going to risk breaking it, but you're not going to get as high a hardness without risking of breaking it. As long as you do your normalization cycles properly, and you should be heat treating a razor before you grind the bevels. Good plan, Justin. Okay, now we're just going to refine the shape and the overall dimensions, make sure that we're happy with how things look. I'm not going to touch the twist because that's kind of an aesthetic thing, I suppose. Now's where we want to get it straight. We also want to get it in line with the spring. Right. That's one. Always exciting. Running up on the finish line. Splitting mauls will normally be 1045, 4140, something like that. Something low to mid carbon. Uh, 5 seconds is probably too long, Bobby. You want 3 seconds in water and then into preheated oil, and you want it hotter than you would normally have it. So if you normally have your oil at about 30 degrees, which like 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 80 degrees Fahrenheit roughly, you want it about 20 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than that, so that it kind of reduces the amount of stress. 52-100 can certainly be a bomb, that's for sure. Hey Aaron A, how you going? Yeah, 52-100 is certainly the bomb, especially when you quench it and it breaks. It's a real bomb. problem with 52-100 is that it likes to tear itself apart at the grain boundaries because of the carbide segregation, thanks to all that bloody chromium that it's got. I'll be able to do minor straightening adjustments post grinding. It's just slightly off. Might do that with a blowtorch, just tweak it. It needs literally like 0.5 millimeter of movement. Unfortunately, like after I do this, I'm gonna have to grind it, so this will probably be the last episode on forging the shears. But it won't be the finished shears. I could use my Oxy LPG set. I probably should be using my Oxy LPG set. But I don't need it to be stupidly hot. I just need it to be a little bit glowy. That's a technical term. Glowy. That'll do. Right on. Okay, so turn Le Forge off. Hey, mule kick. Yeah, good plan, Bobby. It is hardenable, Sean. Yeah. It's not a parrot. it's my chicken parrot. Oh, see you, Eddie. Thanks, mate. Thanks for sticking around. So I'll bring up the finished product. So we have our spring, which is an elliptical spring. And then we have our two blades, which are about the same shape and size. And they're both twisted to view each other. They're in line. And the set downs, which are still in there, you can see, are opposing. So you can see no set down on this side, set down on this side, set down on this side, no set down on that side. And that's because when we finally fold these together, those two set downs will be opposing, much like a set of tongs, which will allow the blades to cross each other easily. So my next step, I twisted them the wrong way. Such a dumbass. All right, well, shit happens. So the next step will be to grind the profile, get everything, kind of trued up, because once I bend these around, it's going to be impossible to work on them. And then what I'm going to do is dish this. I'm going to actually put it in a block of wood and use a ball peen hammer and actually cup this. I might even use my swage block and a cross peen to just cup this way, so that when I bend it around, because what's going to happen is if you bend a flat bar, the edges want to turn outwards from the curve. So what I want to do is create a U shape, so that when I bend it around, those edges, as they try and curve out, just flatten out a little bit, and I'd prefer it to be curved slightly inwards to be more comfortable anyway. And the reason I said I did it the wrong way is because I beveled the outside edge of the spring, and then I turned them towards the beveled outside, the bevel edge. So I turned it basically the wrong way. But that's fine. I'll grind a bevel on this other side because that's it. I'm done. And then, yeah, so I'll probably end up using the Oxy LPG torch to just heat this section here and bend it once I've got all of this trued up, because I don't really want to play with the blades too much after they've been straightened. And then we'll harden it and it'll be ready to go. These will be available on my Etsy store, I'm pretty sure. I'm 70% sure that these will be available on my Etsy store. As long as they work, they'll be available. Along with some of these Sloyd knives that I'm making, these wood carving knives, for which a video will be out on either Monday or Tuesday, depending. No, so, well, actually, yes, it does. So, yeah. Good question, Jared. Doing my job for me. So, on this plane, the spring tapers to the center and then out again, so you can see that, hopefully. The thinnest section, about right there. Thank you, Logan. Hey, Ryan, how you going? You mean Niels Vandenberg? It's N-E-E-L-S, Niels. Yeah, so so the thinnest section is here, which is also the widest section. Doesn't really matter if it's the widest section. It can all be one thickness. I just like this elliptical look because I can get more of a U shape and it'll look really cool because I'm a nerd. Anyway, yeah, so it is tapered in all directions except the blades are not tapered. They're even thickness all the way down. Yeah, maybe I should mark my guillotine tools. I know, Alex is probably right. I shouldn't have marked them, but, I still have 5 available, but they're already wrapped up, ready to go. I don't want to unwrap them, so maybe the next lot. Hey, Kat, how you going? Welcome to the end of the stream. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry I didn't get them finished, obviously, because I want to make them a for sale item. I wanted to do a decent job of them, and I haven't made a set of these before, so I'm kind of flying with my by the seat of my pants. New video will be up Monday or Tuesday, as I said already. I'm trying to get back to a regular posting schedule. No, I'll just harden the blades. The spring shouldn't need to be hardened. A lot of the old spring shears had wrought iron as the body with high carbon steel edges, so the wrought iron was springy enough. Spring steel should be more than springy enough. I might do a how-to video. If these turn out all right, I might make another one and do it like a how-to, but honestly, you can watch the whole videos, like the whole streams, and get the whole idea. Yeah, sorry I've been so slack on uploads this last month. It's not been an easy month for me. And I'm hoping to get better soon with everything. Hopefully my energy levels will jump back up after I get over this ketogenic flu. And yeah, but that being said, I would like to say a massive thank you to my patrons, who Sean Pt.2, who is one of them, donated on the stream for some reason. Jared Russell, Veteran Ironworks, is also one of the top patron that I've ever had, and a good friend of mine as well. Honestly, everyone that comments on my videos, everyone who shares my videos, likes my videos, whatever, even if you just watch them, I don't care. I love each and every one of you, and yeah, I'm hoping to make YouTube my focus in the next coming months, because I'm kind of had enough of doing custom commissions. I'm getting a little bit tired of having obligations to make things that I don't want to make. So I'm going to be focusing more on stuff that I want to make, and that means that I can focus on making stuff for the YouTube channel as well as making cool stuff. So hopefully there'll be more cool YouTube video stuff. The class of number 3 for my patrons will be going up this week. I was supposed to get it out today, but I had to rush to finish the sword hilt that I'm working on, which will be posted on my Instagram this afternoon. I finished it yesterday. Yeah, so lots of stuff that I'm working on right now. So no, I love you guys so much, and thank you very much for sticking with me. I know it's been a little bit of a pain in the ass with my weird upload schedule and me complaining about having a hard time all the time. I'll try to complain less, I promise. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. I also hope you have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week. Make sure that you get out to your workshops and make something, because making stuff is the coolest thing we can do. Thank you so much for being a great community, not just to me, but for everyone that joins our community. That is so important, and I get so many comments talking about Forgecast listeners and my subscribers being the nicest people on the internet. And honestly, I believe it, because you guys are always there to support me and always supporting each other, and that's just so great to see. It keeps me going. So thank you very much, guys. I will see you in a video on Monday or Tuesday, promise. And I don't make promises I can't keep. All right, guys. See you later.